What up, everyone? Hopping in. What up, everyone? Hopping in. We're going to be talking about how to go from skinny to muscular. What up, everyone? Hopping in. All right, so let's just get right into it. Since I know some of y'all are talking. What up, Black Dragon? What up? So basically, let's talk about it. How to go from skinny to muscular. Well, there's one thing that you absolutely need if you want to go from skinny to muscular. And that is no quit, okay? You absolutely cannot have quit. Because if you're born skinny, you're already at the disadvantage, okay? When it comes to building muscle. You have smaller bone insertions. Your body is just more overall just skinnier. And because of that, it's going to be harder for you to put on muscle. This is just a fact. This is just the reality for skinny guys that want to put on muscle. It is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. What you're going to see is you're going to watch that your friends, right? Maybe your friends have a lot easier time, like putting on muscle. You'll notice that they'll have easier time putting on weight, easier time putting on muscle, and they eat the same amount, they lift the same amount, and you're like, what is going on? This is unfair. The reason is because their genetics were just set up a little bit differently where it made it a little bit easier. But this isn't a bad thing. You see, a lot of skinny guys get discouraged when they see people building muscle a lot easier with the similar amount of work, because they're like, what do you mean? Like, they don't have to do nearly as much and they could just get muscle? That's unfair. But you have to understand something. You are playing this long battle because when you're skinny, you probably are longer and have longer limbs, which means that after you fill it out, it's going to look way, way cooler, okay? Another thing, too, is you are building an insane, disciplined mind and brain because you have to understand something, okay? Those people that are getting handed like muscles easy and strength easy, they just have to go to the gym a couple times and they're just good and they're just good. They don't have that mindset for everything else in life. So the second something actually hits them and attacks them and they don't know what to do, they're not going to know what to do. But the issue is, um, or the situation is, yes, this streams out being skinny to muscular. Yes. The situation is that a lot, like I said, if you're skinny and it's a lot harder for you to build muscle, then the truth is, at the end of the day, you're going to have that discipline for the rest of your life because if you actually do it and you actually complete it, because now you know that it takes a lot longer to work at things and things take a lot more consistency and a lot more effort and a lot more figuring out things and trial and error and, like testing what works and what doesn't. And, it doesn't just get handed to you. That's not how life works. So now you always have that mindset for everything. So when you apply that to business or another thing, now you're way steps ahead because you already have that mindset and discipline. That's what I'm saying. So it instills a good mindset when you are given the disadvantage of being skinny and not being able to put on muscle as fast because you are now like, okay, I have to work 10 times as hard for this. But guess what? When I work 10 times harder at my business, it's going to fly and thrive compared to everyone else because I already had that mindset in the other thing. You know what I mean? While the person that got build muscle really easily, they never developed that disciplined mind. They never developed that no quit mindset because everything came easy to them. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind. I had to go, might have to deal with how I had to go last night. How do I deal with anxiety and depression? Like I said, you can't label anxiety or depression. You just gotta, understand that they're only symptoms, and then understand that they're symptoms of like war in your brain, and they're like rockets trying to hit you, and you have to defend the missiles coming at you. You know what I mean? So like depression, and anxiety are missiles coming at you in war, and you're trying to always combat those missiles. Okay, you're fighting it. Okay, that's the whole thing. Instead of looking at it like this dictator that's controlling you, look at it like this enemy that you're trying to kill. Damn, the stream not even for me. I'm fat, but I'm bored. So, well, the truth is, you can still get some value from this stream because, the truth is, like, as long as you learn the mindset, like the truth is this could apply to people that want to lose weight too and have a hard time losing weight because the same thing applies. You need to develop a mindset that I need to work harder than everyone else to achieve the results that I want. I need to work harder because I was put at a genetic disadvantage. Okay, it's the same thing with people that are hard gainers. It's also hard to lose weight for people as well. It's the same thing. You were put at a genetic disadvantage. But if you can beat it, then you are always given this mentality that you can work 10 times harder than everyone else. So then when you apply that to business or relationships, then you thrive because you already have that mindset of trial and error, knowing how to figure stuff out, knowing when things don't work, and knowing that you need to work harder than what everyone else thinks you need to do. You need to work even harder than that, you know? What haircut do you ask for when you go to the barber, like specifications? I usually ask for low taper fade, like mullet vibe, but I kind of just like go off of what I already got, and then I use sea salt spray for my hair and hair clay for my hair. So like it has like beeswax and different types of pine wood, tree sap, some stuff like that. I don't know, but yeah, let's go. Let's go back to the skinny muscular thing. So again, you are always going to be having this mindset of being, working harder. You are always going to be able to know that you need to work harder for things. Let's put a poll in the chat, by the way. And hopefully they don't end the stream, because sometimes they end the stream when I put a poll in the chat. Do you want to build more muscle? right, let's go back now. What up, everyone hopping in? We're just going over talking about my experience and answering any questions about how to get from skinny to muscular, how to use it as motivation, fuel, and fire, tips, tricks, just different strategies to, bulk up, get bigger. If y'all got any questions about that, let me know, and we'll definitely run through it. Let's see. 100% said they want to build more muscle. Okay, well, if y'all want to build more muscle, you guys need to be working out, okay, lifting weights, high intensity training to failure, and you guys need to be eating high protein, animal based foods mostly, red meat, eggs, fruits, vegetables, salmon, whatever. You being like whole foods, and you need to have a no quit mindset. That's probably the biggest thing, is a lot of people, they have this thing where they're like, how do I build this amount of muscle in this amount of time? Like, they always have like a time frame. That's why I notice a lot of people that can't get their goals right or can't seem to achieve their fitness goals. They have like a certain time frame. Like, I want to get abs in this amount of time. Like, I want to get my biceps this big in this amount of time. Like, how do I grow this thing in this amount of time? It's like, stop worrying about time and like all this stuff. Only thing you need to worry about is, I want to get this. Not, I want to get this in a certain amount of time. I want to get this, and I will do whatever it takes and however long it takes to get this thing. That needs to be your mindset. Because if that's not your mindset, then you're just going to be stuck in the whole, oh, I'm just waiting for someone to give me the perfect program of 2 months to get abs. Like there are some people out there that would literally literally wait for a coach to give them a 2 month they'd like wait months for a coach to give them a 2 month program about how to get a six-pack, rather than just start trying to get a six-pack just by just doing things and working out and exercising and getting a better diet. They'd rather wait for a coach to give them a 2 month program on how to do it. And then are you even going to do it once you have that program? You still need the mindset, okay? This is the issue, is a lot of people, they think that they have a information issue when you actually have a laziness issue, okay? You think that it's an information thing where it's like, no, I just don't know what I'm doing in there. Like, I'm not late. Like, no. You are lazy. Now, lazy, addicted to comfort, same thing. Doesn't really make a difference, like we already talked about in the other thing. But that's not your issue. Your issue isn't lack of information. Because the truth is, you could exercise. You could take walks. You could do push-ups. You could do all those things. You don't need to eat fast food. You don't need to eat a bunch of sugar. You know all these things. That's the thing, is you know it. That's why I say you just stop eating the things you know you're not supposed to be. Because I'm not going to tell you, oh, like, no, you already know. Like, like, someone could literally list out, like, the best diet possible and tell someone, and that person will listen to everything they say and then eat the worst diet, because they don't have the actual mental discipline ever. They have all the information possible. Like, you can listen to everything, know everything about the diet, know how it affects you, know how it helps you, all that. And because you don't have mental discipline to cut out foods, it means very little. The amount of information you know about diet or anything means nothing, because you don't have the mental willpower to cut out the actual bad diet. And it's as simple as that. So, yeah, that's why there's really, really smart people that are still overweight, and you're like, well, why are they overweight? Like, haven't they figured out, like, they gotta, well, you have to understand, like, they might be smart, they might be intellectual, but willpower and intellect don't go hand in hand sometimes. You can transfer intellect into willpower. You can't intellectually come up with a logical reason why you need to have willpower, but it's very hard to turn willpower into, intelligence. But it doesn't go hand in hand. Like, you don't need both. Or, it gets confusing with that whole thing. But yeah. Are those drugs? This is water. Mountain Valley water. Cleanest water you can get. But yeah, so like I said, the main thing too is that if you're super skinny and you're like, oh, it's just super hard for me to put on weight. I eat so much food. This is what a lot of things that I used to say, like, I eat so much food, I just can't put on weight. The truth is, guys, you don't know what a lot of food actually is. Everyone thinks they know what a lot of food is, but you really don't. If you truly actually watch how much bodybuilders eat and how much strongmen eat and how much people eat that are actually trying to turn their bodies into absolute machines, it is way more than you think. And the truth is, it's way more animal protein and whole foods. That's the difference. So you guys could be eating 3,000 calories a day, even 4,000 calories a day, and not be gaining weight and be like, I eat so much food. I eat double what my friends eat and I still don't gain weight. Brother, are you eating high protein? Are you exercising all the time? And even if all of those things and you're still not gaining weight, guess what? You have to up the calories. You have to up the protein. If you're eating a bunch of food and you're still not gaining weight, you have to eat more. I know it hurts to hear, it sucks to hear, but the truth is it's literally like it's as simple as that. Eat more, get bigger. Like there's nothing you can really do to go away from that. So again, if you're like, I eat so much food and I can't gain muscle, like no, it's different for me. You don't understand, it's different for me. Like, yes, maybe it is different for you. Maybe you were given a disadvantage. Maybe it's way, way harder. It's going to take way, way longer. But does that mean that you quit? Or does that mean that you say, hey, this is the start of a crazy story and a cool chapter in my life, and I'm going to make this a cool book, okay? Chapter 1, started really skinny, couldn't build any muscle, tried everything, or thought I tried everything and still couldn't build any muscle and felt lost, okay? Chapter 2, started blaming everything on myself, started analyzing everything I was doing physically and diet-wise and lifestyle-wise, started changing the little things that before I thought I had no control over, that once I started blaming myself for, I actually knew I had full control over. After doing all those different things, you start to feel a lot better. It starts to, become more of like I'm figuring out, I'm navigating this situation. And you have to have mental willpower. If you don't have mental willpower during the, skinny to muscular process, I mean, it's pretty much impossible, because not only are you you're pushing weights, like you're pushing your body with weights, you're also pushing food and pushing calories. So you're mentally eating more food than your body can handle. That's the thing, is like if you've truly put on a lot of muscle in a small, short amount of time, there's almost always been a time, and I'm talking about a lot of muscle in a very short amount of time, there's almost always going to be a time that you had to eat when you didn't want to, and you had to eat when you were full, and you had to eat even though you thought you already ate enough. Like, that's the thing, is you have to eat over, your maintenance. Like, and the thing is, kids start eating more, they gain weight, and then they get a plateau, and then they're like, what do you mean? Like, everything I tried, like, I gained a little bit, but now I'm done, and it's like, there's nothing I could do. Like, no, you have to now eat more, okay? Like, you don't understand. Like, if 4 meals isn't enough, if you're eating 4 meals a day, 4 big meals a day, and you are not gaining weight, guess what I'm going to tell you? Eat 5 big meals a day. I'm not going to say, oh, well, you're just a lost cause. Like, it is what it is. You might as well just go back to whatever. I would say, all right, not working, go more. Go more. The truth is, no way in chance, if you're eating 4 to 5 big meals a day, you won't be gaining weight, especially starting off as a skinny person. But the truth is, you need to have the mindset that if 5 meals doesn't work, then you're going to go 6 meals. That needs to be the mindset. You're calling his high school health teacher. Thank you. Yeah, but I really hope I could help way more than just a classroom. Hopefully I can help millions of people. But yeah, that's the thing. It's just you want to be able to build. You want to be able to build muscle, but you want to earn it. I mean, I have a question. Do you really think if I just snap my fingers right now and just gave you all these muscles, a 6-pack, all that, do you think you'd actually feel better? Like, genuinely. Like, without earning it? Like, you think you'd just be happy with the physique and, you didn't have to earn it or anything. You didn't work for it. You didn't learn any lesson, trial, error. Like, that wouldn't go well. First off, there's a good chance you'd probably lose it because you don't have any, earning, or any appreciation from it because you never earned it. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you work hard towards your physique, you're going to make sure you maintain that shit because you worked hard. You don't want to lose it. If it's just handed to you, then you're just going to let yourself go because you didn't even work that hard for it in the first place. Hey, man, what do you think of the insecurities along the way about your body or face or something else? So, like I said, the insecurities along the way, especially since we're talking, this is about like skinny to muscular. Well, let's talk about the insecurity of being skinny and uh, like even like having a weak face or weak jawline or weak neck or whatever, and just looking non-intimidating, and how that could possibly make you insecure. We're gonna go with that because we're talking about this. Uh, so I think that it really hurts, and there's almost no way to combat it but to fix it. Okay, like if you are insecure about being skinny, I don't think you could just ignore that. I don't think you could just sit there and be like, oh, well, I don't really like, I don't like, or like, eh. Like if it really bothers you that much, I think it's basically impossible for you not to let it not bother you until you work out and become bigger. I'm being serious. Like I've never like it's either you like try to hide it and lie to yourself and ignore it, but it just comes back at some point when you don't want it to, and that's the issue. Is like and it's like sometimes some people are better at ignoring it than others, and they could really try to avoid it, but then it comes back, when they like need to lift something and they're like, whoa, or they just look in the mirror and they're like, whoa, or someone makes a comment after a while and they're like, whoa, like what do you mean, like do I really look like that? And then all of a sudden they've been like, oh, I've been ignoring it this entire time, but you just didn't ignore that. You can try to ignore that comment, but you clearly it did something to you. You know what I mean? So at that point, if you can kind of realize like, okay, ignoring these comments isn't working, okay, ignoring this insecurity isn't working, the only way to get over this insecurity is to fix it, become the best version of myself, and fix everything I can control about this insecurity, okay? Every single thing. Single thing I have control over about the insecurity, I should be fixing, okay? So if you are insecure about being skinny, you should be doing everything in your control to lift as much weight as possible, to become as big as possible, to become as strong as possible, to eat the correct foods, to bulk, eat the correct, like, to focus on recovery. Like, you should be looking up strategies on bulking. You should be looking up different perspectives, listening to everyone, getting everyone's perspective so you can really learn about the space itself. That's the thing, is you guys don't understand. Like, when you guys get into something, you guys should be listening to everybody about that thing. So, like, if you're getting into lifting, you should be listening to every single person, not just one person. You should be listening to this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. This guy talks about veganism and blah, blah, blah. This guy talks about carnivore. This guy talks about high volume. This talks about low volume. This talks about calisthenics. This guy talks about, home workouts. Listen to all of them so that you can look at all of them and be like, okay, this one I like the most. This one I disagree with the most. I feel this perspective. You know what I mean? Open-mindedly listen to them so then you could actually make an accurate assessment on what strategies you like the most. Because everyone has different gym advice, and a lot of it works, in different ways. So you have to be very open-minded to all of it, okay? But that's what I'm saying. So if you were to get into something like a bulk situation, you should probably research what did bodybuilders used to do to bulk. You like if you're getting into bulking, you should know who Jay Cutler is. You should know who Ronnie Coleman is. You should know who, I mean, you don't need to know like all of them, but you need to know the main people that talk about bulking or like have made videos about bulking. When I used to bulk, I used to literally watch videos of bodybuilders bulking and talking about bulking and how hard it is and how you need to do it and how it's harder than working out, but it's the one way to get bigger, blah, blah, blah. I used to literally watch YouTube videos about it because I was so obsessed with it, and I would indulge myself and learn as much as possible, okay? Learn all these different strategies, okay? That's the whole point, is that when you get into something and you're like, you want to learn, you have to learn everything about it, or at least try your best to get as many perspectives as possible. So you got to listen to a bunch of different people and listen to a bunch of different perspectives. You know what I mean? So if you're, and the same thing applies to anything. If you're getting into art, you listen to this guy about it, talks about art, and you can listen to this guy that's like, hey, I disagree with that guy about art. You know what I mean? You listen to this guy that's like, hey, I think these two are both dumb, and I think I'm right. And you listen to all three of them, and then you go, okay, who do I think I should listen to the most? Okay, I'm going to choose this person. Stop listening to one person and then just only watch their videos and then take their side on everything, and everything anyone else says is wrong because they're right. Listen to every single person possible and then make your own assessments, and understand that you're probably going to agree with some things that people say and disagree with some things. So you take the good parts of every single person that you listen to and all the bad parts of them that you don't like, and you take it out, and then you can incorporate all and combine it to yourself to become the best version of yourself in an intellectual way of learning your new passion or skill. And in this case, it's building muscle, so that would be researching bulking, researching mindset. You guys should know who Rich Piana is, too. If you're bulking, you should know who Rich Piana is. This is just a fact, okay? This guy is one of the best bulking motivators of all time. He's all about mindset, but he even goes deeper into the logistical, analytical mindset of bulking and why it's important and how to, overcome it and what it means and all those different things. Like, that's what I'm saying. But then you could also listen to Mike Israetel, who also talks about, bulking and putting on size. And you could also listen to every single different person that you think is smart, that has like some intellectual stuff to say about it. Listen to all of them, so you're getting all the value and information you possibly can about these situations, okay? Because if you're only going to listen to one person about bulking, you better pray that that person can really hit all the spots that you need to hit, okay? You're doing yourself such a favor when you listen to a bunch of people and notice, like, okay, I notice a lot of people that I really trust all kind of have this same rule. Like, they kind of, like, they're different about this thing, but overall, most of them have the same exact opinion about this specific thing. And when it comes to bulking, that opinion is eat more to get bigger. Eat more food to get bigger. Simple as that. Like, it doesn't get any simpler than that. You know what I mean? Protein's more connected with muscle growth. Yes, obviously. I'm not saying like you eat more carbs and all of a sudden your muscles are gonna stay huge. Like the carb overload is more to make fill up your muscles rather. And the second you cut the carbs, you're gonna lean out, and then it's gonna only be the protein build. But at the end of the day, if you're eating those carbs, your body's getting bigger. Then your body, when you work out, is also working that out of a new body that's bigger. So you are technically still getting stronger and bigger, adding those things. So you gotta just kind of, yeah. I love this channel. Thank you. I love seeing you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for having a nice stream. Yeah, thank you, brother. No problem. How do I get stronger without working out? This is the craziest question I think I've ever heard in my entire life. Okay. I have a question for you. I'm just going to hit you back with another question. How do I get faster without running? How do I learn math without doing any math problems? How do I play basketball without stepping on a court? Like, it is absolutely impossible to get stronger without working out. And now that working out could possibly be in, a form of like carrying things in work, or farming or whatever. Like, it doesn't necessarily you don't need to call it working out, but it is physically impossible to get stronger without resistance training of some sort. Some sort of resistance on your body is physically impossible to get stronger. It's impossible. There's no way. Even if you were to shoot up a bunch of roids, if you are sedentarily sitting there, not doing anything, not moving your body, not working out or doing some sort of resistance training, it is physically impossible to get stronger. And that's just a fact. You know what I mean? So I would say reframe the question to not how do I get stronger without working out? How do I change my mindset to where it is no quit, and it is a mentality where I do whatever it takes to get stronger no matter what the situation is? That's what I think the question should rephrase to, because it is absolutely impossible to build muscle, or to build muscle without working out. You have to work out. You have to. It is impossible not to. Or some sort of resistance training or something. It is impossible not to. Like, there's no loophole. There's no hack. There's no like secret. There's no, this person's doing this and he's not really like, no. Every single person that has muscle had to get stronger. They had to work out for it. Even the ones that are on roids, they still had to work out. They still had to train. There is no easy hack. There's no way. You have to build muscle, okay? That's why it's so respected, because it's an undeniable thing that you just have to do, and there's no way around it. That's why it's so respected. I'm surprised you only have 12 viewers. Well, yeah, I'm making these streams a lot more specific oriented, so it's a lot more like, people that actually are interested in the topic. Like, before, I'm not gonna lie, I could talk about this real quickly. Before, I was making the streams pretty like all over the place, no true like real topic that we're talking about, just kind of trying to answer everyone's question, give little hits of advice here and there. And it was good to grow our ecosystem and stuff, but I think too much spam and too much questions, like with like no real topic, could leave too many open tabs. So I think I would get into, like, I was watching some of my old streams, I would get into one topic and I would start getting into it a little bit, and then I just completely switched to a whole nother topic that has nothing to do with it. And it's like, well, if I would have gotten into more of that topic, I probably would have given some more good advice if I would have got some more questions and was able to go deeper into it. So now I've been making my streams more oriented towards a specific topic that we really, really go in deep with and really try to figure out the problems and solutions to solve them. So that's why these streams are going to have a little bit less people, because I'm not really concerned about getting views. I'm concerned about helping you guys specifically. And like, I don't want someone to just join in just because they want to hear their name called, or because they just, I want someone to come in because they actually want the advice that's being given, or they genuinely feel like they could use the advice to help them. That's the kind of viewers I want. So it's okay if we have a little not as many people right now, because at the end of the day, I'm okay with it. I'm just happy to help you guys, a community of people that's more like, focused on the advice rather than spamming stuff or getting off topic. Because again, it's a bunch of open tabs, they're never closed. And like, it's like in school, like you wouldn't just do 5 minutes of math, 5 minutes of reading, 5 minutes of science. Like you do an hour each so you can really actually get in depth of whatever the lesson is. And I think I want to orient my live streams like that too. I want it to be way more in depth with what we're talking about. So it's actually, a better vibe. Like almost like a school. But I hate school. But like my school is awesome. You know what I mean? You deserve more. Thank you, brother. What up, everyone hopping in? Let's see the vote. Wow, 94% want to build muscle. Okay, so I'm assuming you're watching here, but you haven't said anything. And here's what I'll tell you. You have actually been kind of helping. Oh, thank you. So, yeah, 94% of you guys want to build muscle. That, to me, means that there is an issue with information on how to build muscle and an issue with mindset on how to build muscle, okay? So you guys need to realize, you need to come to a realization of what your issue is, okay? Because it's one of two things, okay? And it's like, and I'm not saying it's fully this, but it's mainly one of two things. Either you are too lazy and you know exactly what you need to do and you're not doing it, okay? Or you have absolutely no idea what to do, and it's the only reason that you've been held back, because you absolutely have no idea what to do and you've been trying different things. But at the end of the day, even those people that don't know what they're doing, okay, that's what I'm saying. You need to actually research this stuff, okay? Like, obviously, listening to me is great. That's you took the first step. But you need to research even deeper. Like, what does building muscle actually mean? Let me look at this guy that has built muscle from a skinny body. Like, and let me go even deeper with this. Some people think, oh, who's the biggest guy? Ronnie Coleman. Okay, I'm going to listen to Ronnie Coleman's advice on how to build muscle. But if you were to really look logically about it, you'd be like, okay, well, Ronnie Coleman's also has insanely good genetics. And if you were to look at him way before he took roids, he was already massive. So is this really the best person to listen to about building muscle? Maybe I should listen to this one guy that's never taken steroids, started really, really skinny, and somehow put on 80 pounds of muscle from a really, really skinny body, and has used science-based lifting and all these different tactics to build muscle. You should definitely listen to that guy more than the bodybuilder that took roids and had really good genetics. I'm not saying the bodybuilder doesn't know what they're talking about. They definitely have a good idea of what they're talking about, over 99.9% of people. But they're still on roids. They still have great genetics, and they just have a willpower to be able to eat a lot of food and put on a lot of, this just the willpower and the everyday. But the truth is, like, if you really want to learn about like genuine muscle building growth, then you should listen to someone who's not on roids, that is actually started off really, really skinny and became a lot bigger. Okay, that's the person that you should listen to, because they know the most. They've figured it out. They've figured out a system. Okay, and I'm not saying that they know everything, because no one knows everything, but they have that system figured out to the highest extent seen so far. And until you find someone else that could show more of that, then you just have to be able to listen to that guy, listen to everyone else, also their perspectives too. But just understand that, you really have to understand, like, yeah, it's important. Do math and hit the gym. It's better than coffee. We got Mike Menser in this chat. Okay, understand that overall, the whole thing about like building muscle or anything really in general is that you need, like, if you have the goal to do it, you need to research it. You need to look at it and be like, okay, like, what do I need to do this? Okay, what works, what doesn't work. Watch someone's videos that's like the 3 mistakes I made when bulking. Or like watch a bunch of videos that's like mistakes people make when bulking. How I messed up with bulking. How I messed up with bulking at first and then started to become bigger. How I figured out bulking, what really changed and helped me build muscle. Watch all those different videos so you actually learn from people, okay? You guys have to understand that you won't anything in life that you're trying to get better at, anything, you have to understand that there's people out there that know more than you about it, and you can learn from them, get to a version of their level, and then just kind of just do your own version of it, okay? And this doesn't mean that like you have to like stoop down and be like, oh, they're teaching me. Like, no, it's not that. You're just an intellectual person that needs to use all your advantages possible. So like you need to be able to drop the ego and listen to people that are saying this. Understand what do you bulk with? I bulk with red meat, so steak, eggs, sweet potatoes, rice, milk, raw dairy, raw honey, fruits, vegetables, pretty much. But yeah, basically 87% said you want to build more muscle? They said yes. So to me, that means that most of the people watching here want to build more muscle. And that's why I'm just like, okay, it is what it is. Like, we need to help y'all out. How do I become more muscular or fatter? Okay, so the way to become more muscular, like I said before, high intensity training, okay? Training to failure, okay? Training for the stretch, like muscle contraction, okay? Focusing on hypertrophy, focusing on progressive overload, okay? And using AI maybe to log your lifts so then you can really keep a good track of what's going on, okay? Then your diet needs to be locked in for bulking, okay? You need to be on a serious bulk diet. So you basically need to find your maintenance, which is like whatever, how much you eat that you don't gain any weight, and then find out how much it takes to gain weight. And if you're eating a lot of food and you're like, I can't gain weight, you need to eat more, okay? That's how you need to eat more. So let's talk about the dirty bulk and the lean bulk, because I hear a lot of controversy on lean bulk and dirty bulk. So I think the dirty bulk is kind of stupid, and here's why. Because a lot of the times it is really just an excuse for you to get fat, and you don't actually build as much muscle as you would on a lean bulk. Because the lean bulk doesn't necessarily mean that you're dropping calories. It just means that you're not eating processed BS. You know what I mean? A lean bulk could still be 4,000 to 5,000 calories. It's just going to be tough because it's a lot of protein and whole foods. And you know what I mean? So I would say dirty bulking, definitely don't do it unless you are so severely skinny and can lose weight super quickly. But even then, I would never recommend anyone do a dirty bulk, because I would never recommend anyone eat unhealthy food if they're in the process of becoming healthier and more muscular. I would never recommend it, because at the end of the day, the more unhealthy food you're eating, the less testosterone you're building, okay? When you're eating really unhealthy food, your testosterone goes to shit, okay? And when your testosterone goes to shit, it is extremely hard to not only build muscle, but burn fat. So, if you're, like, trying to, like, become fatter, then, yeah, I would say dirty bulk. But, like, I know y'all don't want to do that. I know y'all just want to get as big as possible. And if that's the case, I would just say do a lean bulk, which doesn't mean that you're not like doing a 75% bulk, not 100% bulk. It means you could still eat as much, like a bunch of food. Try to always go over your maintenance and try to always consistently try to keep on adding to, calorie surplus. Keep on doing calorie surplus, but you're just eating whole foods. You're just not eating BS. Because people think like, oh no, you need the junk food for extra calories. It's like, no, you don't. Okay, there's a lot of high calorie meals that are super healthy. Okay, look up Brian Shaw. Look up, like, he eats 12,000 calories a day, and most of his foods are whole foods, okay? A lot of you guys have this idea in your head that, like, if you don't eat unhealthy, then you can't get, like, bigger or fatter, so you're just, like, you're just gonna stay, like, that skinny build, like, you know what I mean? But the truth is, it's a big misconception that, unfortunately, a lot of, like, guys that were always kind of bulky, never really started off skinny, will always try to, like, tell you. But the truth is, no, it's not like that. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, guys that started off bigger, then they just can't control their food, and like that's what I'm saying. Like they'll say like, oh no, like dirty bulk, and you have to dirty bulk. You know what I mean? Like it's like the truth is you don't. It may take longer. It might take a little bit longer, yes. But the truth is, I'd much rather have my testosterone be through the roof and for it to take a little bit longer to put on muscle, even though it really won't make that much of a difference. Because if you're really locked in with your calories, I mean, the dude that's locked in with his calories could literally eat more calories on a lean bulk than the dude that's not locked in with his calories and not tracking them on a dirty bulk. You know what I mean? So, like, if that guy that's eating 5,000 calories of red meat, sweet potatoes, fruit, and vegetables, and all healthy foods, then that's good. But if that guy is eating 3,000 calories on a dirty bulk of Rice Krispies, freaking cereal, and bullshit, you know what I mean? It's like, well, who's still eating more calories? The guy that's eating the lean food. But the guy that's eating less calories is still getting fatter. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind that, like, at the end of the day, you want to be healthy and you're trying to get healthier. That's the fact. What mindset do you need to get stronger? Hell yeah. So the mindset that you need to get stronger is a prison mode mindset in a certain extent. You need the no quit mindset, and you need the mentality of pushing to failure and going harder and pushing your limits and liking pain a little bit. So basically the best way to get stronger so the mindset you need to get stronger is, I have to get stronger for my own survival. So I call it prison mode because there's people out there when they go to prison and they feel like weak and they feel like, there's scary situations and they feel like I need to get stronger and bigger so I can defend myself because someone might try to beat me up and they might look at me like a weak person. I can't have that. So I need to go prison mode, get as big, as strong as possible, and defend myself as much as possible and be beast mode, because if I don't, then I could possibly die, and rule one of life is don't die. You know what I mean? That's like what I consider prison mode. And that's what I think you need to get stronger. Like, I'm saying if you want to go all the way, like, I'm trying to tell you guys, and I do myself, if you want to go all the way and really put your brain into a different state of being, a different spiritual state of being, what I think you need to do is you need to have the mindset that I need to do this. So you can find situations like people underestimating you, people bullying you, people thinking that you're weak, anytime anyone has ever made you feel weak, ever in your entire life, you need to make sure that you think about it when you're trying to get stronger. Every single time, without fail. And every single time you're pushing that weight and you're like, I don't know if I can get it up. Like, I'm trying. That's when you need to think about the person that made you feel weak. And you say, no, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Like, sorry to get, like, deep with it, but this is the raw talk. You know what I mean? This is the real talk. That's why I have this, this stream unfiltered, for mature audiences, underage, sensitive, no drama, no weirdos, real talk only. That's why I have it pinned. Because at the end of the day, that's what you have to be. You have to literally tell the weights, no, fuck you, I'm going to beat you. Like, I don't care. And that's, you have to think about that as well. Ah, man, do you believe in God? I believe in a higher power. I'm here. What up, Dinosaur? Was good. Good to see you in here. Scratch. Yeah. So I hope that answered your question, Scratch. I got a little deep in that. But I want you guys to understand that's the mentality that you need. Like, you asked what mindset do I need? So I'm just like, well, need. That's a whole that we're entering a whole different realm now. Now you're talking about what you need. I'm like, well, you need this. Like, that's the truth. Like, when we're talking about what you need, like, okay, whole different vibe now. Now it's like, okay, I'm not thinking about, like, this isn't more recommendation and advice. It is recommendation and advice of what you need, but it's not like a suggestion. It's like, nope, this is what you need to do to have a mindset to get stronger. And the truth is, once you do have that mindset to get stronger with the weights, you can apply it to any aspect of life, business, homework, relationships, all of it, and it'll all work in your favor because you are now stronger, just stronger mentally and physically. You can push through failure, and that'll really be beneficial for your life, I'm telling you. So keep that in mind. Oh man, sorry, got a little bit on a tangent there. Maybe time to get some sun. There's like no sun out here, never mind. Oh, man. So yeah, I'll be working out after this live stream, by the way. I might actually live stream a little bit of my workout, like the pull-ups towards the end. So we'll see how that goes. But let's keep just talking about, because I still see some people voting saying they want to build more muscle. So, and also, just as a little, preface, if you guys have any questions or you want to go deeper into this bulking situation and you have any questions about my coaching or anything like that, you could shoot me a DM and I will send you a direct link to my one-on-one coaching, and we could go from there and see if you're serious about your goals and possibly have you in my program. And yeah, we'll go from there. It could possibly change your life, man. If you're really serious about your goals, though, that's what it takes. So yeah, if any of you are interested in that, shoot me a DM on Instagram. My Instagram link is in my YouTube bio, or just shoot me a comment on YouTube, and I can send you a link directly through there. Anybody have any other questions about bulking tips or how to build muscle or how to instill the mindset or dealing with motivation, anything like that? Shoot it, and we'll go through it. If not, then I think we could probably just end the stream here. I'll probably just hit the gym, to be honest. Oh, man. So, yeah. Basically all there is to it, really. I think I'm just gonna end the stream here, and we're just gonna get back to it an hour 30 from now when I'm working out doing pull-ups. So I'll see y'all then.